So let's take a look at these two powerhouses side by side to do a comparison. All right, guys, so for this one, we hop over to ETF.com comparing the DGRO versus the SCHD. Now, of course, these are two really big dividend stocks. These are two of the most popular that we do see. So looking at the price itself, you can see that the SCHD is significantly cheaper than we see that iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, making a big difference. Now, when you're looking and investing, you can actually buy fractional shares or you can buy full shares. And you'll also notice that there is a higher expense ratio with the iShares, and also assets under management are almost double for the SCHD, meaning there's not going to be any liquidity issues. But the big thing you'll notice right off the bat is number of holdings. When we start looking at the BlackRock one, they are holding 415 companies within that growth ETF. Within the equity ETF, they are only holding 101. So when you think about this, if you're one individual that is looking for diversification, the DGRO does have a lot more diversification. I mean, you're talking almost 4x than what the SCHD does. But of course, when we start looking at dividend yield, that's where it does change it out a little bit. So looking at the cost itself, again, a 0.02, really negligible when it comes to the expense ratios. You're not looking at 0.5% or a full percent, really making a big difference. But you'll also notice the SCHD does trade a lot more, looking at almost a 4x or a 3x volume right there when it comes down to actually the trading on a regular basis. Now, the interesting thing that I want to break down right here is the SCHD and the DGRO performance. Because remember, one is based on how fast the dividends are growing. One is based on the dividend yield that we have within those companies. But then again, when you start looking at the growth rate, you can see the 1 month, we are beating it out right here with the SCHD, performing a little bit better, a little bit more flat even here. I mean, 1.5%, so a little bit of growth. Year to date, they are almost dead even. I mean, you're talking about a what? 0.14% growth, not really a big change in there. But then we get into the 1 year versus the year to date. So remember, year to date is 2025 only, which I believe at this point, 2025 might even not have the information as it sits right now. I didn't see exactly when the reporting of this was, but looking at the 1 year, 17.63, that is a really big increase over the 13.41. So when you start thinking about growth itself and the overall return, the DGRO is a much stronger combatant. Even looking at the 3 year, 8.37.